All right. Thank you so much, sir. Good evening. Good afternoon to everyone. Uh, my name is Imontre. My topic for today is the dirt of case marking in Noun Incorporation in Pnar. I would like to start with the introduction. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, it's fine. We can hear
Okay,
you and
okay,
see you. Go
okay.
ahead.
This paper examined the case marking through Noun Incorporation in Pnar. Pnar is a native to Jaintia Hills, which is in Meghalaya. In this paper, I am taking the Sutnga variety, which is, and also Sutnga is a village, and the study is conducted there. And Sutnga as a language has also been recorded by Daladier and as uh, by Daladier in 2010. The Pnar speaker is widespread in the state of Meghalaya and also in the bordering state. And we see that Pnar is grouped in the northern subgroup of the Mon-Khmer languages, Austroasiatic, that is by Sidbal 2009, which and also has a multiple pattern like SVO, VSO, VOS. So the main objective of this paper today is the argument do not mark case as they are structurally deficient and deficient within its clause structure in the non-canonical counterpart, but are generally case marked in the canonical counterpart. The incorporated noun must continue to have a syntactic role within its clause structure. So what do I mean when I say the non-canonical is the incorporated version, and when I talk about the canonical counterpart, I mean to say the incorporated form. So noun incorporation is nothing but is a case of head-to-head movement where an X0 level category moves to another X0 level category to form a morphological complex category, which is also an X0 level category. This kind of movement creates a syntactic link between the two positions in the phrase marker or in the VP especially. So this movement can be reduced to incorporation as proposed by Baker. So traditionally, in many studies we have seen that, and also Baker have also recorded this. He declared this that the theme argument or the direct argument of the verb is the main properties of noun incorporation. So the noun root is not a separate entity from the verb root at any syntactic level of presentation, and it does function as the direct object of the clause in the clause structure. So I'm sure this is a transitive structure, Ujon Temxing U, where you see that Kaxing has this this is the incorporated counterparts, where you see Kaxing, which is in the NP complement, has moved towards the VP in the to tem, which is Ujon Temxing. Ujon beats the drum. The direct object Kaxing is being incorporated into the transitive verb tem bit form from its complement position, losing its gender can. So now, noun incorporation is nothing but it's where you see that the direct or the theme argument has moved from its complement position to another head, where you have seen in Pnar that this Kaxing in the NP complement has moved from its original position to the verbal element tem, forming a verbal complex in this position. And in this way you can see that the object is adjacent to the verbal element in Pnar. And in many language also, you will, in many languages have list out this also in Mapuche, in Mapudungun and Northern Iroquois languages in the world. They have shown that the direct object is an incorporated noun into the verbal complex. Observe the difference between example 2 and 3. Use into umanik the e u ya ki the e u ki ja ya ka lili. Then you will see in example 3, this is example 3 is the incorporated form, and example 2 is a non-incorporated form. Umanik the a lili ya, the a lili or jao. So this movement is not possible in the accusative form. So we talk about the type of case accusative ya. So lili cannot move to the verbal complex e here. So then the example below states that the incorporate counterparts are in complementary distribution, but with the non-incorporate counterparts, as it is evident that both are taking equivalent object arrangement with minor difference. So leaving its minor difference in the sense that they leave its gender marking or the case marking. The nominative case is null in Pnar. It's while the accusative case is overtly marked by ya. So you see in 3, although it is not possible for Lily to move to the verbal complex to the verb element, we see that there is a contraction here. This is nothing but it's just this contraction of this case particle with the pronominal clitic does not have any changes in meaning or pragmatic effect. This could be a robust property in the language that a head is merging with another head in proportional phrase, which I am looking at. But in example 4, you see ujon e ja u ya ukso. Ujon e ja so u. We see that in example 4, ukso, that is dog, is accompanied by an accusative ya, and when it is incorporated, the verbal complex refer to the general concept of giving food to the dog, as opposed to the event of giving to a specific dog or dogs in general, as shown in 5. As shown in example 5, ujon e jakso. It it's referring not to a specific dog, but it can be of to the general dog or to any dog. Maybe predicate a, which means give, is a type of predicate that allows different features of object incorporating into the verbal element. That is what we have seen with the accusative ya, that accusative ya do not incorporate easily when it comes with the name of humans, or do not incorporate easily with human names. But we see in case like a general idea is incorporated. So now we move on with the locative marking. Example 6, which is ujon ya uka cedukan, and 7, ujon ya dukan uka. So in 6 we see that although we have direct pronominal, which is ujon ya uka cedukan, which is ka here, which is presented by ka, we still see that in 7 we still see that the indirect or the oblique argument, that is chadukan, is incorporated to the verbal element, that is ya. Ujon ya dukan ukan. So as shown in 7, the incorporation of the external argument to predicate is mandatory, leaving behind the locative case particle that is cha here. This is the locative case particle, leaving its. However, this is possible in Pnar, where even in the present of the direct argument, or here it we show that I show that it is the pronominal form. In the present of pronominal form, the oblique argument comes and take the vacancy of this position. Example 8 and 9, abalari le or yodang step. Compare this to example 8 and 9, abala the le yo or dang step. The difference between 8 and 9 can be accounted for in terms of the distribution of the finite verb le. The incorporated heads your market immediately follows the finite verb to the governing verb, that is le. That is le in 9. It seems the movement of the goal argument or locative nominal is enforced by its predicate, or there is another possible reading for it. This is that is the indirect object can function like the direct object in the absence of direct object, as in 9. Sorry, this is 9. As in 9. Now we look on to the instrumental case. The we see compare this 10, 11, and 12. Arani ku or odin so the ka mungkin, or arani ku din so or the ka mungkin u jack ku mungkin u acha drong yung. In 12 is we see 12 is just a perfect example of incorporated instrumental. The indirect argument is used as an instrument's object, which is clearly presented by the instrument element the. Here we can see the is an instrument marker, and the indirect object the ka mungkin, which is from this position in 11, is introduced by the preposition the in both 10 and 11, while the non-incorporate form, it is merging with the, or it is moved from the verbal, it is moved from the NP complement to the verbal complex in 12. Ujak u mungkin u. You see that the instrumental argument is moving to has shifted its position from the NP to the verbal element, forming a VP complex. The same explanations hold for 13 and 14, but the only difference is that in 14 we use with a different predicate ya, that is arima ya kari or chayo ujon chong bosu. So we move on to next, the benefactive, commutative, and recipient. So we see that in the previous example that yeah, which is more prominent with the human object or the name of a person, recipients, or a goal. We see that all this do not incorporate, but benefactive, commutative, and recipient, these are also associated with the with humans and human names and a definite sense, which I would say. And this in this example also I show that this do not incorporate. Example 15 and 16, u1 chna yung he u ya be yong o. So in 16 ihun ra verta o ya I wahayung hasem yongka. Okay, so we see that here even in 15 we see the benefactive mother in this example 15 do not incorporate to the verbal complex building, that is chna, but it is the house that takes the position uh, takes its position even in the present of the benefactive argument. uh, it takes its position to the verbal complex. Even in the same with example 16. In general, Ya identified a purpose or beneficiary of an action in 15 and 16. The benefactive or recipient role is exclusively marked by Ya. The role of beneficiary, as introduced by Ya, is Be, that is mother in the example, that do not trigger any incorporation, or the same with the recipient in example 16, that is family. However, the theme argument or the direct argument still obtain its position in the incorporated position, which is a verbal complex. So, incorporation of body parts. Body parts, as seen by many scholar that they have shown that in many languages body parts easily incorporates into the verbal complex. It's like the V and the head is having a relation, and then the associated meaning is uram kapkujat uh, uram kapkujat chaskur. So the leg here is incorporate to cup, that is walk, ujon thapti u, and then we have example 20, udap thain kajat u, and then ujon sukpo u, or ujon sukpo u, or his head is paining, or ujon sukpo u, sukle u, or with another object like klam, rivada like klam or atte. There are more examples with body parts, but for now I can only show this 2-3 examples. NI and the non-compositionality in both example 23 and 24, the example obtains some unique background or idiomatic reading. So construction 23, John bom jamo, John eats the rice. So the compound, so this jamo has incorporated from the NP complement to the rice. So now this is a compounded form, jammo, then which means that the compounded incorporated head noun jammo, which is rice or stone. The literal translation is just a type of rice mixed in the grinded stone with the fermented sauce or chili, but not a food or rice cooked with the stone or cooking in a stone cutlery. So this incorporated form, sometimes this kind of structure give us idiomatic sense, and they are unique, very intricate and unique expression they give us. And if we look at example 23 also, lelutiu, or I have another example in mind, leluti idani, or lelutiu would literally means that he's walking on a path, or they are walking on a path. And in 24, with the addition or with the prefix of jing, it gives us a different meaning. The intended meaning express and counting the journey of the expresses the journey of the first singular person, that is which is marked by a ajing leluti hani haparthe in example 24. When adding jing to leluti hani haparthe, it gives us a different meaning, which means my journey on this earth, or yeah, and my thinking about a particular a particular journey or thinking about his or her goodwill on this earth. So my conclusion is now incorporation in oblique position include instrument parts and location as well as goal, while benefactive, commutative, and recipients are more excluded because most of the time this type of uh, cases of cases are associated with humans. This is evident from the syntactic movement, and that the incorporated nominal do not carry morphological case mark. As Baker noted, however, there are certain elements that undergo NI, and also with agent and recipient, this is universally accepted in many languages around the world. So here's my reference. Thank you.
Well, thank you for this presentation. Lots of data again. Very good to see data presented and the analysis, of course. Now there is 10 minutes time for questions and answers. Please write in the chat or raise your hands. Yeah. Linek Gao asks, is the Pnar sentences, in the Pnar sentence, it seems that preposition da means to, by. Is that correct? Imontre, you can see the chat, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
It does mean da, but here it means since I'm taking an instrument argument, so I would mark da as not only with the, but it's with wa. There's another element wa, which we mark they functions in multiple ways, like an adverbializer, then a relative marking. So same element marking different. Having different sense or meaning.
Okay. Makes sense. Other questions, comments? Maybe people are tired after a full day with many presentations and people living in different time zones as well. No more questions, comments? Well, if not, we cannot. Yes, Paul.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering. So, is there what's the parallel with standard Kasi? Could you say something about that?
This paper is only about Pnar, sir. I have no comparison with Khasi as of now, and I don't have any data in Khasi to show it or to make it more apparent to everyone.
Okay, no problem.
Any other questions or comments? Well, if not, I think we can conclude this first day of ICAAL, which I think was very successful in spite of being only online. It was mostly pretty smooth, I would say, and we had very good, very nice, interesting presentations the whole day, hopefully keeping people awake in all time zones. And well, thank you, all of you, for joining today, presenting, listening, discussing, and we meet again tomorrow morning